afternoon trivia recap for July the 6th. Yet another reason to subscribe to the Frank Addington channel. Another premiere video coming your way this evening. We had 3 premiere videos last week. 1, the July 1st beach visit. 2, Spider Wire. And 3, the Friday Rio visit. And here is another one. And this was a historic day of afternoon trivia. Is there a new consecutive wins streak record? You're about to find out. Or was it snapped? We came into today's rounds with one of our premier contestants. His name is Andy 8010, with a 38 game consecutive afternoon trivia win streak dating back to mid-June, maybe a little bit before that was when that streak started. He came into today 1 win away from tying his own record of 39. We kick things off with NFL all-time sack leaders, defensive players. This was like a top 50 all-time sacks in NFL history. And I did note in the title description for this first round, since 1960. So really the unofficial, the NFL has an unofficial and then an official one. So the one that we use is the one counting the ones that they tallied from players after 1960. In this game, we had Leslie O'Neal of the Chargers, and we had a cowboy from the 60s I'd never heard of. Free Jack got that one. It was very impressive. I forget the guy's name. And most importantly, we had Fred Dryer, who was up there, 103 sacks. And today's his birthday, so we had a little birthday shout out. Fred Dryer, former Giant and Ram. This one started off with a lot of fireworks, post July 4th fireworks, people, a little controversy, people jabbing about the host sending text messages to certain chatters and sending answers to certain chatters, and it got snippy from the get-go, which was great. The ratings went through the roof already from the start. And in this one, it was Andy 8010 getting the victory and tying the all-time record with 39 in a row. He won this game 5-1. And then we went with Wimbledon champions trivia. Andy gets out to a 4-0 lead in this one. There was a ton of chatting in this. I'll talk about it. There was an ejection. Okay, I'll talk about it when we do the president accounted for chatters. We had a shower ejection, and then to close it out, the answer, we did 4-0. He's 1 point away from breaking the record. We had Arthur Ashe out of Richmond, Virginia, 1975 champion, was the winning answer as Andy 8010 breaks the record with 40 and got a Jeopardy ovation. Incredible. Wins this one with a clean sweep, closes it out, and I gotta say the contestants were not very sportsmanlike with this. There was a lot of unsportsmanlike conduct with the chatters on this. They were not giving Andy his due. Okay, U.S. President's first name, rapid fire. It was Andy again, going with back-to-back sweeps in his 41st in a row. We then went with summer film titles, which has been a real good one. It's a real competitive one. And in this one, we had Dazed and Confused. We had The Long Hot Summer with Paul Newman. 1958. And we had The Legend of Bagger Vance. I didn't put the year down on that one. And it was John making his own history by snapping the streak with a decisive win, 5-1. John is the one that snaps the the streak. 41 is the new record for afternoon trivia consecutive games. John starts his own streak with 1 in a good victory. 1987 song titles trivia. We close this one out with. Still haven't found what I'm looking for. You too. 1987 song titles trivia. And this one went to Andy, who snaps John's streak of 1 and wins this one 5-1. This was Sylvester Stallone song titles. Oh, and this one we had a little happy birthday shout out to former President George W. Bush. And in this one we had Stallone film titles in honor of Sylvester Stallone's birthday. A first time ever category. So put a little notation here. First time ever. So we had Rocky 2. All right. We had Don't Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. We had a 1969 title. What was that name? His first ever appearance. Square something. Andy got that one. I guess he's seen that one, right? Stallone film titles. Well, no matter what he's seen, it was John getting the victory here, knowing his Sylvester films. 5-2 was the victory there. And then another first time category. Stallone's birthday today as well, turning 80. We had a birthday shout out to him. Ringo Starr's birthday tomorrow, 86. First time ever we've done solo Ringo Starr songs. Andy knows his Ringo songs, Back Off Boogaloo, among others. Don't Come Easy. He got it, and he won 5-1. Close it out for the big cash prizes. 1985 MLB batting averages. Ryne Sandberg, Cubbies choked on this one. He was one of the questions. Close it out. It was Andy with the victory and a perfect game, a perfecto. Now, you also had a perfecto here. So 2 perfect games, one of the U.S. presidents and one down here at the 1985 MLB batting averages. One of the averages on here was Al Holland, pitcher for the Pirates, was 2 hits and 5 at bats that year for a 400 average. Great year for him at the plate. Andy announcing the news that Al Holland passing away on July 4th, at the age of 68. The pitchers, we had a moment of silence for his passing. This time it was Mr. Met picking up a technical for disrespectful behavior. So Cub Scott has definitely set a bad standard and been a bad influence on some chatters. Speaking of those chatters, well, let's talk about the president accounted for today. And afternoon trivia, so we had Cub Scott was in, Cubs, DPCX was in. Cubs, by the way, picking up 2 technicals and a shower visit. DPCX was in, EMG was in, very disappointing, not participating. Free Jack was in. Free Jack tied the single day record for most technicals, picking up 4 technicals, including 1 shower visit. That shower visit he spent with cubbies for a little bit. So we had 2 in the shower at the same time. All right, next one was speaking of showers, JG53 AOL. Good thing I clued him in and gave him a heads up on shower duties, and he accepted this morning because he was busy today. A couple of people in there today. Good job today on the duties of JG53 AOL. Mr. Met was in today. Choked on the final one here, which was Gary Carter. The Mets choked on his own nuts. He also picked up a technical. And then the Cobra was in. Jacques. We had John was in. John with 2 victories today. Great job by John. Andy 8010 was in with 6 victories, including a 2-game winning streak going into next week or next time. As struck. Trivia Guru. Phillies, Eagle, Eric, all in. Free got some points, by the way. Free got points. How many people are getting points today in afternoon trivia? Unless I missed one. All right, boys. So we had. This was a combined technicals record for afternoon trivia. Today we had 7 technicals issued and included 2 shower visits, great ratings today, 8 rounds today. I only expected 7, but we were able to knock out 8 solid rounds today. Andy wins 6 of those rounds, including the record-setting 40th. He would extend that to 41, which is the new record before it was snapped by John. John with 2 victories. Interesting array of categories today. We had 3 sports related, we had 1 history related, and we had 4 entertainment related. So there was no miscellaneous, there was no like chain restaurants, and there was no like English related, no like proverbs or idioms or anything like that. Nursery rhymes. So really interesting kind of condensed categories today. And afternoon trivia, and we had 2 brand new rounds that we probably won't see in a long time, if ever, again. Okay, or current event topic worthy. All right, guys. So that's your afternoon trivia recap. The big cash prizes with the Andy 8010 when he won this round. All of these selections were Publix related. I didn't put Publix on them, but they're all from Publix. This was the one I was expecting to be picked. It was not picked. This was probably the second choice, I thought. It was not picked. It's going to be this one, right? So that's the big cash prizes pick. Coming up tonight, we will have a live press conference with Andy 8010. He's scheduled to hit the podium at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. He might be a little bit late, who knows, but he is going to field a few questions related to the historic day of afternoon trivia. And so he'll probably take maybe as many as like 10 questions, probably less than that. He'll be there at the podium with his Evian water bottle, post shower after a hell of a day, and it was just a great day of afternoon trivia, guys. Sorry if you missed it, but it was awesome. Great to have it in the afternoon, and we may have another one this week. You never know. The only way to know, subscribe to this channel, Frank Gaddington channel. Have a great night. Go USA.